Now, your 41 NBC AccuWeather forecast, presented by Volume Chevrolet.
Welcome back. Outside in Dublin right now, it's dark. It's a little bit chilly out there. Our cold spot was Eastman at 39. Dublin isn't far behind at 41 right now, but luckily the wind out there is calm, so we really aren't dealing with too many wind chills to get things going today. Skies are clear. Obviously not worried about any rain to get things going either. Continuing to deal with that fire weather threat as we head into today, this time in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. But yeah, that's what this special weather statement is about. High fire danger. This is the highest they'll go without putting out a red flag watch or red flag warning. That's what this pink is up here in Virginia and West Virginia. That is a red flag warning in relation to a decent amount of wind, very dry conditions being driven by this high pressure that's moving through. It's going to be very hot later on today. UV index for Macon 9.3 across the region between 9 and 10. So we're once again talking about 15 minutes or so before you start to burn. Staying hydrated, very important to do while it's hot and sunny like this outside. Sunscreen, obviously important. Finding shade is going to be difficult unless you're in a building, behind a building or like by a tree, because cloud cover is still going to be very, very hard to come by today. I do believe we'll be getting a little hotter than what these numbers say here. Still a decent amount above the ambient average for April, which is 64.5. I want to say the average high is 76 point something, but we're above that too.
Now, your 41 NBC AccuWeather forecast, presented by Volume Chevrolet.
Outside in Dublin right now, fantastic weather, just like in Macon or everywhere else in middle Georgia. You really can't complain about these weather conditions. 68 degrees right now with a 7-mile-per-hour wind out of the northwest. And those winds are going to stay out of the north until we see the high pressure move through later on and into tomorrow. Not a cloud in the sky over the region right now. We do still have this special weather statement in effect until 8 p.m. regarding high fire danger because it's very dry outside. We're talking relative humidity. You saw where they were before, but how about later today when many of us may see that drop below 20%? High pressure, there it is, keeping things dry and slowly cruising east. It'll clear the eastern seaboard later on this week. It'll clear out of Georgia as we head into tomorrow, which is why the wind will turn back to the south as we head into tomorrow. But just talking about this afternoon, temperatures in the low 80s, dew points in the low to mid 30s, and relative humidity below 20%. In order to get that special weather statement that we have outside, that is 25%. Humidity or below. We are definitely below that, and if the wind were what it was yesterday, it would probably be a red flag watch. We're still going to be pretty dry into tomorrow as well. Notice the gap between the temperature and the dew point. We will not be waking up to any fog. So here comes that high. It moves through. The wind's going to shift back to the south-southeast and be very gentle initially. So very slow moisture return as we head into the back parts of the week. We got to get some moisture return going though, because here comes our next rainmaker. A cold front out of the northwest. You're going to start seeing some storms firing up associated with it along the Mississippi River as we head into Thursday evening. And it looks like that will get to us overnight Friday and into Saturday morning. Could hang around till about lunchtime on Saturday, and then it should be out of here. So low 80s is what we're topping off at for those highs today. 82 in Dublin's the hot spot. 79 in McRae is the cool spot. Anywhere that doesn't get to the 80s today will get there tomorrow. On top of the dry conditions as well as the heat, the UV indexes around the region are between 9 and 10. So we're about 15 minutes or so before you start to burn if you aren't wearing that sunscreen, because we're staying very hot and dry. There's very little cloud cover out there, and even if there was, I'd still suggest wearing that sunscreen because the cloud cover doesn't always protect you. It's an easy way to get burned when you're like, oh, it's cloudy, I don't need the sunscreen, and then all of a sudden you're red all over, and well, it's because you still burned. But into tomorrow morning, it'll be slightly muggier, but as I mentioned, still too big of a gap for us to wake up to that fog. Most of us will be in the upper 40s to kick off our Wednesday. I'll have your extended forecast in just 10 seconds.
At Volume Chevrolet, get oil changes for life, plus a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Visit Volume Chevrolet, I-75 exit 187 in Forsyth. That's VolumeChevrolet.com.
Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is presented by Volume Chevrolet. It is a hot and dry week, folks. We're going to slowly see that moisture return as we head into the weekend. That cold front arriving Friday night. I think the bulk of that rain will impact us Saturday morning. And look at the temperatures on the backside of that cold front. We're going to be back into the 60s with an abundance of sunshine.